Well, hey, good morning. This is Ed Douglas, trainer for More to Life Outfitters. Just wanted to do a real quick point of view video of the knots and just to review the knots. So, happy Sunday morning, Memorial Day weekend. We'll go through these pretty quick here. Hey, if you have any questions, get a hold of Joe at More to Life Outfitters. So the first knot that we covered, real simple, is the overhand knot. Just over and under, just like it's called, overhand knot. Now, what I like about the overhand knot is if you do a double overhand knot, you've got an awesome jam knot so your rope won't slip. Like if you got a climbing line or you make a hitch and you do not want it slipping out, that'll jam that so that won't happen, okay? Single overhand knot. Double overhand knot. Next knot we looked at, use this for ending a lash or tying two cords together. Square knot, tying a package. So it's just an overhand knot. Bring it back through. Square knot. Next one we looked at was a half hitch. So a hitch is when you tie to a pole, a post. There you go. It's an overhand knot around a post. Okay. We could make this a slippery half hitch to where if we want to untie it real quick, if we've lashed an animal to a pole or just tying something off that we want to get undone real quick, pull the tag end, it comes right undone. Half hitch and slippery half hitch. Let's look at the timber knot. This is great for lashing, like building shelters. So you just twist it around 3 times. Pull your loose tag end through. There you go. See what it looks like on this side? The cord's just twisted around on itself. One, two, three. Pull loose end through. You could use this for putting a ridge line on, building your shelter for a lash, to begin a lash. See how it looks? That's the timber hitch. Good strong hitch there. Now it's kind of funny, as a child, learning how to tie knots. The clove hitch was always a hard one for me, but I figured it out. So wrap around once, go over. You're going to make an X. Now that's how I was taught to start a lash. That's a good tight hitch. See how there's a nice X there? Okay, one more time real quick. So around your piece, your work piece, your tree that you're tying off to. There you go. That's clove hitch. Now, one of my favorite knots is a lark's head because you can do a lot with it. What I have here is just a piece of paracord with a double overhand knot on the end so it doesn't slide through the toggle. Toggle's made of antler. So you lay your loop over your piece of work. Slide it through. That's the lark's head. Okay, great for binding a load together, like carrying a bundle of sticks. Use it for shelter building, tying out your tarps, that sort of thing. So with a toggle and a big loop on it, easy peasy. Lark's head. Do a bowline knot next. Again, shelter building. You could use it for rappelling, for tying yourself to a rope. Okay, so you make a loop, go through the loop, around the tail end there, back down through the loop, up through the hole, around the tree. Okay, like the rabbit, around the tree. Now I've grabbed the two ends here. I'm going to pull it tight. All right, there's your bowline knot. Now, if I was going to climb with this, I'd put a stopper knot on this end. Bowline knot. Makes a great strong loop. Shelter building, moving things. I'll use it for all kinds of purposes. You can do multiple bowlines. Okay. Bowline knot. Nice and pretty. A pretty knot's a functional knot. Good solid knot. Trucker's hitch. Great for tightening a line, a ridge line. So what you do is make an overhand loop, pull it through. Okay, see how you got that? Then you take your working end, the long end that you've got hanging there, run it through just like that. Now what happens here is the mechanical advantage. You can really tighten up and pull this end and tighten that ridge line. See how that got real tight? This is super tight. Okay, and then just pinch that working end. Do a slippery half hitch. Trucker's knot set. Now you could do that repeatedly and get even more mechanical advantage. If you'd like to see that, maybe we could do a video on just that. Okay, slippery half hitch comes undone. Overhand knot up through and pull. Okay, that's trucker's hitch. Another great knot for tightening up a line. Tent stakes. This is the taut line. Go around once, twice, come back over. See how that looks? And then tighten that up nice and neat. And this will slide, but it will lock too. Tent stakes, tarp, hanging a tarp out. See that? That's locked on there. Really nice. See how that looks? Got two here. You go over and then pull the other one up through. Let's do that one more time. Around once, around twice, over, and through. Straighten it all up. Pretty knot's a functional knot. Kind of pretty. And that's locked. So I can slide that up. Tent stakes, guy lines, that sort of thing. Trucker's hitch. I think a really, really pretty knot is the prusik knot. Very functional. So I've got a piece of cord. Let's tie a double overhand in this. So double overhand, two cords around, up through. A prusik knot, ridge lines, climbing, all sorts of stuff. Go up through once, go up through twice, and 3 times. There's your prusik. And that slides and locks. That's a pretty amazing knot. And the tighter you make this, the more positive it will lock. Pretty amazing. So you've got 1, 2, 3 loops up through on both sides. Great for shelters, ridge lines. Lovely knot. Prusik, just depends on where you're from. Some of these knots have different names, but the prusik knot. All right, and real quick, we'll do a finish whip. Like if you, hang on, stand by. Here's a finish whip. Like if you got a piece of jute or hemp line and you need to keep it from fraying, you do a finish whip. what does that look like? Make a loop. Like that red paracord. Me too. Kind of pretty good contrast. Around, and you can. This is great for finishing off a rope, so it doesn't fray. Wrapping a walking stick. Okay, so I pass that through that loop, and then what I'm going to do is pull that down real tight. And you can make it fairly long like that one. But that's the finish whip. Wrapping a knife handle, wrapping a tool handle. Okay, it's the finish whip. Hey, this is Ed Douglas, working for More to Life Outfitters. And if you've got any questions, let us know. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.